video. Today I'm going to be straightening my hair for the first time in around 6 months. So right now my hair is just in a claw clip, and this is what it looks like without any product in it. All it has is some leave-in conditioner. I have a pretty like curly to wavy hair texture, and I typically do like some kind of curly hair routine, but the last time that I straightened it is when I got a haircut, and let's just say I didn't get the haircut that I wanted. My hair before cutting it was even longer than this. It was pretty long, and I think when I got it cut, she removed about this much length. So it's safe to say that I was pretty devastated when it happened. And since then, I've just been cutting my hair myself. So I've kind of given myself kind of like my own curly cut. But because I've never straightened it since then, I don't know what my hair looks like when it's straight. And I'm a little worried that I'm going to straighten it and there's going to be pieces that are like way longer or way shorter than they should be, because curly cuts, I feel like you can kind of fudge them because it's kind of hard to see what's going on when your hair is curly, but when it's straight, it's way easier to see mistakes. So yeah, I just figured we could kind of do my hair together like we're on FaceTime or something. I don't know. But yeah, let's just get started. This is the hair tool that I use. It's like this wavy talk thing. I used to use the Revlon like blow dryer hairbrush, but I don't know, I just felt like this was easier, and also it wasn't loud when I used it, which was a big plus for me. Also, I only have like 30 minutes to do my hair, so I kind of need to be fast. So I've just plugged it in and I'm going to assemble it. And I usually just go for like the lowest heat setting. And while it heats up, I'm gonna use some heat protectant. This is just the one that I use. It's the one that I picked up most recently, and I'm gonna just spray it on my hair. I think I have a pretty like good relationship with my hair. In college, I would straighten it maybe like once a month, but now that I've graduated, I'm definitely like lazier and don't bother straightening it as much. And don't worry, I'm gonna spray more heat protectant as I go. Let's see, I think I'm gonna section my hair. Let's just do the bottom section first. By the way, I just use like one single claw clip to do all my sections. There we go. That looks great. I'm also just gonna brush them out a little bit so it's easier to straighten. But yeah, when I was younger, I used to have much shorter hair. It used to be like right around my shoulder. I just didn't really like having, or I liked having curly hair, but I didn't know how to manage it. At the time, if you know, it was like the mid 2010s, and the only curl products you could use were like Diva Curl, and they were super expensive, and they also weren't available where I was living. So I kind of just like never did my hair. I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to section it. And so I would just like struggle a lot with that. It got to the point where like I chemically straightened my hair. I think I used like a Botox treatment. I don't really know what it was called. It definitely like wasn't keratin. Also, by the way, I'm just like taking a section of hair and going very slowly to straighten it. There you go. And I just do that a few times. You definitely can't like treat this the same way you would treat a blow dryer. Ooh, I just burned myself. I'm starting to think this wasn't a very good idea because I'm not good at multitasking. Nah, I think it's fine. But yeah, I used to like chemically straighten my hair, and then eventually I figured out how to actually do my hair. I understood like what curl creams were. Honestly, at the time, I definitely was like kind of overloading my hair with products too. Like I would use a sulfate-free shampoo and a paraben and like sulfate-free whatever, everything-free conditioner and stuff like that. So I feel like that wasn't good for my hair either. Like honestly, now I use sulfate shampoos, I use conditioners with parabens and all, and like silicones and all that stuff. Abby Young has like some really amazing educational hair videos about that stuff, so I really recommend like checking her out. Well, look at that. If you're interested in like learning more about actually like beneficial hair health, even though she's not like, she doesn't have curly hair, she actually knows like the science of hair and why it's like beneficial to actually use sulfates and stuff. Because when I wasn't using sulfate shampoo, I feel like my hair literally just wasn't clean. I was not cleaning my hair well. I also like wasn't shampooing twice and stuff like that. So it definitely makes a big difference. I'm gonna get a mirror because I can't see what I'm doing. But this is the progress so far. Look at how quickly I got that done in comparison to like this. And again, like, not sponsored, but this makes no sound, which is so nice. Eventually, I did grow my hair out since being younger, and you know, that's like when I figured out how to do my curly hair the way I actually like it and stuff. And eventually I got like a proper curly cut, and that I think like made a really big difference too, because before my hair like used to all be the same length and I didn't have that many layers. And then like fast forward to college, I had pretty healthy hair. All the hair that I had like chemically straightened had fully grown out, and I had again really long hair. And in college I again just cut my hair myself. I never really went to a hairdresser. I went to a hairdresser one time, but it was just for like a trim, and for the most part I just like did my hair myself. So after graduating, I had like really wanted to kind of just change up my hair, get a new haircut, right? And I'm not originally from the US. I moved to the US when I went to college. So I wasn't really like familiar with hairdressers here. I know that like there were curly hairdressers, but they were just way too expensive for me. Like for a lot of them, if you were a first time customer, you would have to pay upwards to like $230 for a curly cut. And that just wasn't reasonable for me. So I just went to a normal hairdresser, and at the time when I went to her, the last time I got a haircut, I had cut my hair myself. And so when I went to her, I just told her that I wanted some layers, and I showed her some pictures. I'll show like the photos of what I showed her. And what was crazy is that she was like totally, like we were on like the same wavelength. She was like, oh yeah, like I totally understand what you want. What you want is like long layers, even though in my head I thought they were short layers, but she had expressed to me that they were actually long layers. So because she's the professional, I like believed her. And so she was like, yeah, you want long layers. I know exactly what you want. Like I've done this haircut so many times. She seemed really confident, and she made me feel like really confident too, because again, it just seemed like she understood what I wanted. So I was like, okay, perfect. Now keep in mind, I told her I wanted to keep my length. I did not want to shorten my length at all whatsoever. I just told her to cut any like dead ends. And again, my hair was like pretty healthy, so I didn't think she was gonna need to cut too many dead ends. But yeah, so she starts the haircut, and already it felt like she was cutting off a lot of hair. And you know, I just decided to trust her. I was like, oh, you know, I talked with her about what I wanted. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. She, you know, does kind of the front of my hair and stuff. And then once she gets to the back, she just cuts off so much hair. And if you know anything about like curly hair and curly cuts, the back is what kind of gives you your length, because sometimes the like top of your hair is actually quite short. And so the back is what makes it look like your hair is really long. And so she just cut that, and she essentially just made my hair really short. I lost maybe like 4 inches of hair, and I was just really upset. It's not what we had agreed on. She cut my hair super short. It was my hair was the shortest it had been since maybe like, I don't know, like the 10th, 11th grade. And this was like me as a college grad. So my hair had not been that short in so long. And I was really upset because I specifically asked her not to take out any length, you know? And so since that bad experience, I have pretty much lost my faith in hairdressers, specifically American hairdressers. Again, I'm sorry, you guys. Like, I have not had one single good American hairdresser experience. That's not the only time like I've gotten to get my hair done. Like for a friend's wedding, I went and got my hair done at a hairdresser, and again, they just like didn't really know how to deal with my hair, even though I don't even think I have like a crazy hair texture or anything. Like I just have normal wavy hair. So I just like never understood why I wasn't getting what I was asking for. And it's not like I was going to like really cheap places either. Like I was paying a decent price for these services, and I would just never get what I wanted. So like since that bad experience in mid to late May, I kind of just decided I would never get my hair done at a hairdresser again, unless again, it was like that kind of like $200, $300 designated curly cut. But I don't know, I just don't feel like it's worth paying that much, at least personally for me. It just seems like a lot of money to spend on hair, you know? Like, I've never been like a super high maintenance person when it comes to my hair. So I just didn't feel like that price was worth it for me personally. Maybe one day I'll get like a professional curly cut and it'll change my life. But I've gotten one in the past in like the area where I used to live. And that one was quite expensive too, but it still wasn't like, you know, $200, $300. And it was a nice haircut, but again, like I just didn't change my life. And I feel like I was just happier with the results I was getting when I would cut my hair myself. I feel like hairdressers, at least the ones I would go to, are just like scared of giving me layers. Like every time I ask for layers, they give me layers like near the bottom. And I'm like, no, I want a lot of layers. The only time a hairdresser like listened to me was actually this random college hairdresser that I had. So my campus had a hairdresser like on campus, and it was pretty affordable because obviously like most of their clients were probably students. And I, again, just went in for a trim, so I wouldn't even really like consider this a haircut. But at the time I was again like cutting my own hair and I had lots of layers. And what was really nice about her is that she would cut my layers and then she would kind of like give me a mirror and show me the back of my head. And she would show me certain strands and be like, oh, I think this is a good length, but what do you think? And I would say, no, I want that to be shorter. And even though she was reluctant, she would cut it shorter and then she'd be like, oh, you know what? That actually looks pretty good. And I'm like, yeah, crazy, right? Crazy, like that a client like, I don't know, asks for something that they know will like, they'll like, and when you do it, it actually looks good. I don't know. I'm like really bitter towards hairdressers, guys. Like, again, I definitely like respect the work they do and it is really hard work, but I've just been hurt too many times. How's the hair is looking so far? You can definitely see the layers and how I cut it myself. Okay, now I have like 15 minutes to finish my hair. Hopefully I can finish soon. But yeah, that was just like my really bad hair experience. It's not anything crazy. It's not like I, you know, got a pixie cut that I didn't ask for. It's not like I bleached my hair and my hair fell off. It wasn't like anything insane. But as someone who like used to have really short hair and then, you know, decided to grow it out and has pretty much had long hair for like the majority of my life now, or the majority of my adult life, I'll say, I've like grown pretty attached to my long hair. And so then it just being like cut off like that just really upset me, and it kind of gave me like, again, a vendetta against, or not a vendetta, but it kind of like just really put me off hairdressers, which is why I just cut my own hair now. And I think like in this economy, it's not bad to cut your own hair. Everyone is like kind of looking for ways to save money these days, and cutting your own hair isn't a bad option, I'd say. With the internet these days and with people like Brad Mondo and the increased popularity of butterfly cuts and wolf cuts and like this shaggy mullet type, I feel like now it's just pretty normal to cut your hair at home, especially after the pandemic too. Oh my gosh, I can feel that the back of my head is still a little curly. Let me fix that. But yeah, I think also like me cutting my hair myself, I've like gotten better at it. So like I got that bad haircut at the end of May, right? And so I kind of just let my hair grow out until August. And then in August, my hair had grown out to like this, you know, the dreaded like triangle shape that every curly haired person doesn't like. And so I watched a few YouTube videos about how to fix that, and those really helped. I need to concentrate while sectioning. I'm so excited to do the face framing pieces later. Geez, I forgot what I was saying now. Oh, I've remembered now. I cut my hair in August and I kind of had like watched these tutorials on how to do it. And the first time I cut my hair, I wouldn't say that it was like bad, or not the very first time, but the first time in August. But I definitely wasn't confident. I was really nervous about doing something wrong. But then later in September, I kind of gave it a go again after the layers that I had cut had kind of grown out a bit. But I kind of just gained some confidence and just decided to, you know, just straight up start chopping into my hair. And I'm honestly like really happy and grateful that I did that, because I think I did end up with a haircut that I did genuinely like. It looked good when it was curly, when I had styled it curly, which was the way that I had mostly been styling my hair. Again, since like May, I have not straightened my hair. And you know, just the more frequently that I cut my own hair, the more confidence that I gained, and the more I kind of just started like getting it. As someone who is an artist and draws, I'm like familiar with the concept that the fact that our heads are not, you know, flat. We have round heads. And so when you have a round head, that means when you cut hair like this way, hair that's at the top is going to be shorter than hair that's at the bottom, and just like certain concepts like that. And you certainly don't need to be an artist to understand stuff like that. But I think me having drawn so many heads, I think that helped me kind of grasp those concepts a lot. I had this certain hair cutting technique where I would actually purposely brush my hair out so it would be really frizzy. And then when it was frizzy, I would trim my hair as if I was some kind of hedge, because when it was frizzy, I could see the exact shape of it and I could see the exact way that my hair would fall in comparison to when it was curly. And I never bothered to cut my hair when it was straight because I'm honestly just a lazy person. I never felt like straightening my hair. So yeah, I kind of just like learned a lot when it came to cutting my hair, and again, have not been to a hairdresser in 6 months, which is not a long time, again, considering like the pandemic, but I'm pretty happy with how I've been able to manage so far. I think the back section is done. Now I can do the front. Why did I do that with my hands? Now I can do the front and the face framing pieces, which is definitely my favorite part. I'm just gonna be talking with hair in my face for now. But yeah, I would love to know like any of y'all's hair journeys, how that kind of like was for you. If any of you cut your own hair. I feel like people like Brad Mondo and other hairdressers online, I'll put some over here that I rely on.
I get to do curly hair. I'm so excited when she walked in class with her curly hair.
Have really like revolutionized doing your own hair and cutting your own hair. I feel like hair has been democratized in some kind of way. I feel like doing your own hair has become a lot more accessible than it's ever been, which I really like. Definitely still go to your local hairdresser. Hairdressers should be supported. The work that they do is really amazing work, and they take a lot of time to learn that work and to perfect their craft. But again, with how expensive things are and with how expensive hairdressers are, like haircuts are and things like that, I just feel like it's not a bad idea to just cut your own hair every now and then. So this is how it's looking so far. I kind of just did the front framing pieces. I think I'm just gonna fix that. Maybe do a little bit of this. There you go. That looks nice. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Oh, and I'm finishing right on time with 4 minutes to spare. I love that for me. Nowadays, like I mentioned, I kind of just do my hair with curly hair products. Again, curly hair creams, mousses, gels, etc. And that's been really nice. This is how my hair is looking now that I've straightened it. I think my biggest concern was the fact that basically the hair at the very, very back of my neck doesn't curl. It's pretty much straight all the time. But then the hair like directly above it does curl. And so now that they're straightened, the hair that's above it is actually like significantly longer than the hair that's at the nape of my neck. And essentially that's because when my hair is curly, the hair at the nape of my neck looks longer because it's straight. Hopefully that makes sense. But overall, I think my hair looks pretty nice. I'll add some photos or videos of what it looks like in better lighting. And this was fun. Let me know if you guys enjoy videos like this, if you enjoy little like chit chat talking videos. If you'd like to see future videos about hair or just more chill like chit chat type videos, please let me know. I'd love to make them for you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out and the channel out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!